Sound of Freedom will be available on Twitter next week.
Let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It's gonna be like a...
Why is the media...
It's gonna get hot. And I made a video about that a while back, about how there was a bunch of theaters that had some really weird things going on. The AC all of a sudden didn't work in that specific, room where they were showing the movie, or whatever you want to call it, theater where they were showing the movie. All of the other, theater rooms where they were showing different movies, the AC worked. It was just the theater room where they were showing Sound of Freedom, all of a sudden it didn't work in there. Or there was like a smell of burning something, or they forgot to download the movie first, so people had to wait, 45 minutes for the movie to download. First off, is your Wi-Fi that terrible that you gotta wait a whole 45 minutes for something to download? That is crazy. Crazy. A movie theater? Come on now. Be serious here. Or police were called, or fire trucks had to come out because something. They left the lights on, because in the movie theater they normally turn the lights off. It gets dark, and you sit in the comfortable chairs, which is why I can't go to a movie theater, because I just fall asleep. But they'll just leave the lights on all of a sudden. They can't turn the lights off. Like, there was just a bunch of weird stuff happening. A bunch of weird stuff. So shout out to everyone involved with Sound of Freedom, because I think it really, really exposed what's actually going on here. These elitists, in my estimation, in my humble opinion, a lot of folks are involved in this kind of crap. Simply because of what I've seen, right? Why would nobody be talking about it? Why would Hollywood be completely silent about a movie that is good for humanity? Why would mainstream media be bashing it as a right-wing extremist movie? Why would all of a sudden theaters have all of these malfunctions? Like, one thing, okay, it's a coincidence. Two things, okay, maybe. But you can't fool me three times, all right? Third strike and you're out. I'm just saying, I don't have any hard evidence of these folks, because we don't have the Epstein list, which we definitely need that. But if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I'm just saying, it's probably a duck.
Hating this movie.
I can't understand it. The film was made, produced, written like 5 years, 6 years ago, way before anyone heard them.
Elon Musk pairs up with Mel Gibson to expose Hollywood's creepy secrets and support Sound of Freedom.
Let's go.
We have all heard of the film Sound of Freedom. It is said to be a film that exposes one of Hollywood's deepest secrets, which is child trafficking. However, contrary to what people would expect, few Hollywood stars promote it. In fact, most of them have been silent about the film, leading to a lot of suspicion. How is it that most of the so-called philanthropists are not saying anything about it? So far, the one person who has been very vocal about the film is Mel Gibson, and now most recently, Elon Musk seems to have joined him in promoting the film. But what has Elon Musk done to support Sound of Freedom and expose one of Hollywood's creepy secrets? Let's find out, shall we? It is odd that a movie with a strong theme like Sound of Freedom has not made it to cinemas. Not only that, but it has not even been featured on the major streaming sites, such as Netflix and Hulu. The fact that it sheds some light on the human trafficking rings going on worldwide, especially in Hollywood, is enough to have streaming services fighting for their rights. But that has not happened yet. There are speculations that this is because of the Hollywood elite, who don't want to be exposed for participating in child trafficking. But in all of Hollywood, one person has been very vocal about it, Mel Gibson. Since the day Sound of Freedom was released, Mel Gibson has been advertising it for free to the whole world. He has constantly discussed human trafficking, promoting all efforts to stop it. And so far, it seems he is the only one who has fought hard enough for the movie to be shown worldwide. They say that every choice has a consequence, and this has been seen in Mel Gibson's intention to promote the movie. He has received a lot of backlash from his Hollywood peers, who do not want to be exposed. And with his campaign, one name that popped up was Oprah Winfrey. After the movie was released, Oprah has been in the spotlight for some time now, with people claiming that her South African school is the main hub for choosing the next victims. However, the Hollywood elite is doing everything they can to stop the film from going global, but it has still gone viral. As the Hollywood elite fight the film to keep their secrets hidden, Mel Gibson might have just received support from one of the most influential people in the world. Elon Musk, currently the richest man in the world, has shown his support for the film on Twitter. Angel Studios tweeted on May 18, announcing the film's official release in theaters. The tweet also had the official trailer for the film, which received thousands of likes. And following this tweet, Elon Musk's reply was what won the hearts of many. His tweet read, "I recommend putting it on this platform for free for a brief period or just asking people to subscribe to support. We would not keep any funds." The film's distributor seemed happy about this, replying to this tweet by saying, "That's an interesting idea. Let's chat." With this move, it seems Elon Musk is putting his recently acquired platform to good use. According to the MRC, this move
That looked like an old tweet, but does anybody know if it actually happened or if it is going to happen sometime soon? Let me know.
by Musk works in favor of both the film and the platform. Musk's endorsement will get the film more exposure and promote Twitter's recent move to feature more streaming video and the platform's move to paid subscriptions for additional content. Aside from this, it could also be the next step in the billionaire entrepreneur's plan to challenge YouTube with streaming video content. The launch of former Fox News host Tucker Carlson's new show on Twitter sometime in June serves as evidence that this plan has already begun. With Musk's tweet showing support for the film, a lot of people have also come out to show their support for fighting child trafficking. One such person is country music recording artist John Rich, who responded to Elon's offer. He said, "Hey Elon Musk, I appreciate your acknowledgement of how vitally important this film, Sound of Freedom, is to the world." Another Twitter user said, "I would predict the movie would gross more by opening on Twitter with subscriptions than just in theaters. More importantly, it would be seen by more people worldwide, and that needs to happen." All the support came before the film was released. However, it seems that as soon as the Hollywood elite discovered that the movie would expose them, they did everything in their power to sink it. And because of this, the movie never made it to theaters, and companies like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon never really pursued it. Nobody knows why the
No, it did make it to theaters. That's not true. It didn't make it to all theaters, but it definitely did make it to theaters. For
major
sure.
streaming companies would leave such a movie behind. The movie is based on the inspirational true story of Tim Ballard, who was a former U.S. government agent. He willingly quit his job and devoted his life to rescuing children from global sex traffickers. The main character is Jim Caviezel, who plays federal agent Tim Ballard. And from the film, he portrays the character quite well, showing how Tim Ballard has been working in the dark world of child crimes for 12 years and has started losing hope. However, he ends up rescuing a 7-year-old boy who had been kidnapped, along with his sister, by brutal traffickers. When the boy asks Tim to find his sister, Tim discovers his life's mission. From there on, he dedicates his life to rescuing children from sex slavery, wherever they may be. However, as we have come to learn, Mel Gibson and Tim Ballard are not the only people who are against this. When the new Twitter owner acquired the platform, he tweeted in late November that removing child exploitation is priority number one. And under Musk's ownership, Twitter's head of safety, Ella Irwin, has confirmed that she has been moving rapidly to combat child sexual abuse material, which was apparently prevalent on the site under previous owners.
They never talk about that though, right? Oh, Elon Musk is this horrible, terrible, no good, very bad person. Oh. But you don't talk about the good thing or the great thing that he's done. And you don't talk about what the previous owners were allowing. Kind of interesting how that works, you know? Kind of interesting. Oh my goodness, Elon Musk is allowing free speech. Well, the previous owners were allowing, you know what? What about that? Would you prefer free speech and no, you know what? Or you know what and no free speech? I think that's a rhetorical question. But maybe to some folks, the previous folks that were running it, allegedly, maybe to them it's not so rhetorical.
And now, she claims that Twitter 2.0 will be different, just as promised. A review was later done by the New York Times, and it found that the imagery, which is commonly known as pornography, is still persistent on the platform. This includes widely circulated material that the authorities consider the easiest to detect and eliminate. Ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter in late October, the platform has largely eliminated or lost staff who were experienced with the problem and failed to prevent the spread of abusive images. In addition, Twitter also stopped paying for some detection software that was considered key to its efforts. But even as all this was happening, people on dark web platforms still talked about how Twitter remains a platform where material can still be found easily while avoiding detection. In early December last year, an independent researcher working with Twitter interviewed Ms. Irwin and said that illegal content had been available on the platform for years. However, Ms. Irwin and others at Twitter have gone on to confirm that the efforts put in place by Mr. Musk have been paying off. In the first month after acquiring Twitter, the company had already suspended more than 300,000 accounts for violating sexual exploitation policies. This was 57% more than usual compared to other years. This effort was increased in January when Twitter claimed it had suspended 404,000 accounts. In a series of tweets, the company claimed that they were using a more aggressive approach and that they were also cracking down on people who search for exploitative material. With these increased efforts, they have reduced successful searches by 99% since December. In an interview, Ms. Irwin confirmed
incredible.
that the bulk.
That is incredible. Why isn't the news talking about this? Why haven't we heard about this on the news at all? It's always, oh, free speech on Twitter is going to become a right-wing extremist, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's always bashing, but it's never, oh my goodness, he's actually basically ended it on the site, on the platform. They never talk. I had no clue, zero clue about this. Lets you know what type of games that they're playing, you know? And potentially, possibly, that some of the people that are in charge of these folks that get on, you know, some of these news platforms or some of these other platforms that are bashing it, some of these leaders or owners may be involved in some of this stuff. Allegedly, maybe. What do y'all think? Let me know.
Bulk suspensions involved accounts that dealt with the material or claimed to sell or distribute it, not only those who posted it. She did not deny that there is still child sexual abuse content open and available on the platform, but they're working on it. Mel Gibson seems to be not the only one fighting this with everything he has, and maybe, with Elon Musk's support, they might expose the Hollywood elite even more. Mel Gibson is not quiet about the movie at all, exposing everything there is to sex trafficking. He has even gone on to support Tim Ballard's mission, Operation Underground Railroad, to help fight child trafficking. We can be sure that we can expect anything to happen with the Hollywood elite being exposed like that. They have already prevented the movie from getting to cinemas and major streaming services, so there's no telling what's next.
That's not completely true. It's been in theaters. Streaming services, I don't believe it's on, but it is still in theaters currently, I believe. So,
will they delete the film, or will they fight everyone supporting it? We can only wait to find out.
Yeah, some of that information was a little misleading there. It is in theaters. I don't believe it's on any streaming platforms like Netflix or Hulu or, you know, in any of these others. I don't believe so. But it's also still in theaters, which I mean, I'm not the most well-versed when it comes to movies. I'd be the first to admit that. I've stated that, you know, time and time again. So last time I checked, I don't believe that they put things that are currently in theaters on streaming platforms for obvious reasons, because it defeats the purpose of it being in theaters in the first place. So time will tell. But, you know, if the issues that have come out of it being in theaters are any sign of what's to come, and Hollywood being silent and the news bashing it, if that's all a sign of what's to come, then I don't expect it to be on any of these platforms, these streaming platforms, I should say. It may be on one. Which one that is, I have no clue. You know, one that sees an opportunity to make some money, right? I would assume that would be the case because everybody else isn't taking it. Maybe one of them takes it, or Elon Musk, as we saw here, will put it on Twitter for a fee to watch. Which, hey, listen, I don't mind that. I don't mind that, right? I don't mind paying for something like that. You know, especially if it's out on streaming platforms, which you're already paying for. You know, streaming platforms, whatever subscription you have. So I don't mind if Elon put it on Twitter for, hey, you know, $4.99 or $2.99 or whatever, you know, $1.99, whatever, to watch this movie here on Twitter. I think that would be great, actually. I think that would be fantastic if Elon did something like that on Twitter, because now it puts more pressure on these other streaming platforms to not censor things, because Twitter's just going to take it and take those viewers with them. I'm just saying, competition is a great thing in my humble opinion. Keeps everybody honest, keeps everybody on their toes. So shout out to Elon Musk. Shout out to everybody involved with the Sound of Freedom. I'm loving this watching everything unfold. I should say it's kind of interesting and really exposing a lot of folks and a lot of what's actually been going on behind the scenes. You always heard little rumblings, but now it's starting to go from a rumble, right, to more of a whisper. Hopefully, eventually, people will actually be talking, literally be talking, pointing out names, and maybe eventually we'll actually get the list. What do y'all think? Let me know. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.